This is true devotion. This is love. God is. This love. When this love has no intent and goes nowhere but to itself, it will reveal itself to you in whatever form you desire. Manifest or unmanifest. God is this love. God is this love. God is this love. This love is God. This love is grace. This love is grace. When you are called by this love, rest inside your heart. For this love is pure and true. It is you. Just be. God is this love. God is this love. God is this love. This love is God. This love is you. This love is true. This love is grace. This love is grace. This love is God. This love is God. Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah.
Namaste everyone. Very warm welcome to Satsang today. Sadhguru Sri Moji Ji ki
जय अनंता जी की जय
Thank you all so much for joining us, and thank you all as well online. And if you're joining us online, most of you know that the way to ask question, if you're in the Hangout, is to unmute your mic. And if you're outside the Hangout, you should see a question and answers application, which will allow you to ask your question. With your heart is to flowing in the Hangout. So when you feel that you want to come in, you can request to come in. And when you feel like you want to step out and maybe make some space for some others who might want to come in, you can do that as well. So be guided with your intuition and it'll all flow well. Shanti says, Namaste Father, my daughter Lou is here as well. Yes, I saw a glimpse of her and then she went back into hiding. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Satsang. Namaste, namaste. So what is it that we are looking for? That's at the root of this. What is it that we want? Is there still a want which remains? We must not hide it now. If you're here in Satsang, be completely open. Don't feel that, oh, because he's asking rhetorically, I'm not. I'm actually asking, what is it that we want? Is there a want that still remains? Because this desire, even if it is a desire for freedom, will show us which identity we might be picking up still. Is it the seeker identity? Is it the employee identity? Is it the parent identity? Is it a child identity? What still has juice? What still gets your belief? Many of us have this thing. There's one last thing I want. There's one last. And then I will be completely free in satsang. Can we identify that? What is it that we are looking for? And is it not present here already? What could that be which is not present right now? What do we have to look for? What takes effort? What takes time? What takes even understanding? What takes knowledge? What are we after? Otherwise I can just say that all of you are free now. I do say that all the time. I say that you are free now. But somewhere something does not seem to be convinced. For many of us, it seems like something is not convinced. And we're waiting to convince this something. So, how will this one be convinced? What is convincing enough? What is convincing enough? What is the experience of freedom that you want? Is it an awakening experience that you're looking for? Is it some bliss? Is it some kundalini? What is it that we really want? So don't let the mind leave it vague. Because the mind will say something, something, I don't know. I'll know it if I see it. And then I will tell you you are free. It will play this game. And whatever experience you get, then will say, yes, yes, hold on to this, hold on tight, it should not go. And then I will give you the freedom certificate. And we know that all experiences come and go. So what is it that will convince you once and for all that when I say that you are free right now, I am not just saying rhetorically. I am saying in complete seriousness. I see that you cannot become the one who says that you are bound or I am bound. You cannot become that. You can pretend. So all your effort, all your hard work actually is to pretend to be this ego. So if you find yourself making some effort even to understand, let go of it. We are not looking at that effortful mental or intellectual understanding. But the mind will come and say it's too abstract, it's not concrete. But I find only simplicity. I find only simplicity in what is spoken in satsang. And we've not even started using fancy words yet. We've not got to consciousness, awareness, we're not using any of that. It's a very simple question. What is here now? And show me that which is bound. Is there anything you find in the moment which is bound? And sometimes the answer is that, no, now because I'm in satsang, it is fine. Because I'm in satsang, it is fine. When I step out of satsang, it's back, it's back. Who is saying this? Whose voice is this one? So who is the one that wants to be convinced about their freedom? And Kanchan just walked in. She also the other day said, I'm not completely, that conviction, you see, that conviction is not there. Whose voice is this one? Whose voice is this one that says the conviction is not there? Can we find this one? Who's saying, who's not convinced? does not exist. And we have given the throne to the non-existent one. We made the imagined one the ruler. The ego is now sitting on the throne. But you have seen now that this one was just a figment of your imagination. Then why give it so much belief? If you were not to give it this belief, then what remains? So then it's all fine. But I want to convince this one that I cannot do. Because no mind, no ego will admit that it is a figment of your imagination. Why should it? His job is to convince you that you are a person. You have a personal life. You have personal needs, you have desires, you have aversions. All these belong to this imagined person. So you can all tell me the symptoms. You can say, these are my desires, these are my aversions, these are my convictions, all these symptoms. But what is at the core of these symptoms? Can you tell me one tangible thing about the person? So many symptoms you can tell me. There is this, I get affected by this, when this happens, when I do this, when I don't do this, all these are symptoms. But what is the core? Who's suffering from all of this? Whose symptoms are these? Let us examine this one. And this one doesn't want to come into the examining room. What will the doctor say? Let's finish it off. Then why will it want to come to the examining room? So don't buy anything this snake is selling. It can seem like a very humble request that it is making. But be a little more convinced, you see, of your freedom. Be a little more. It's all rubbish. What is here now does not need any conviction also. It is the person asking for conviction, that I want to become a free person, so give me conviction. No person is free, and you are never bound. So, what do you choose to give your belief to? This should be very clear to all of you, that no person can be free because no person exists. The person itself is the delusion that you want to be free from. So don't work hard to become a free person. It does not work. At best, you will become just a embodiment of the spiritual ego. If you feel that I, as a person, have become free. So then, if you're wearing these spectacles of personhood, then I can say that you will never become free. Forget about it. Maybe that's what Papaji meant, isn't it? So some used to say that you will never become free. Forget about it. Then what happens? The seeker identity gets dropped. There is no role left for the seeker now. Then even the seeker identity gets dropped. Sometimes that is the most painful identity. I want God, I want God. God is here now. But in the I want, you miss it. I want to realize the self. Where can the self be? Which train do we need to catch to find the self? So if you are looking for self-realization, look at what is here now. Look at what is ever present. And drop your measuring tapes. You're constantly measuring your freedom, and you're constantly measuring others' freedom. Oh, this one is completely free. This one is 90% there. This one is. You know, that's just conveying your own doubts about yourself, actually. You see? That means if you still believe that there are levels, then there is a doubt on your own freedom. Because if you were to see what is here now, you see it is beyond all this concept of levels and measurement. Every moment you are completely free. Don't wait for your mind's confirmation. Sometimes I find myself repeating these things over and over. Because I see that in your eyes, I can see whether you're waiting for the mind's confirmation or whether you're clear. I can tell. It will never give you that. It will never give you the freedom certificate. And it's, in its most devious form, it will say you are faking it. You're just faking it. Many of you have this thing that you're just faking it because everybody in the sangha is behaving so nice and they're shining and there's this thing. You're also trying to fit in by faking it. This is also mind's works. You cannot fake it. You are that. Without any effort, what remains? All effort is a pretense. Pretend to be something which is false. So stop all trying to become anything. Stop trying to understand these words also. So you're trying to understand that trying itself is the resistance to this communion. The words are very simple. No dictionary is also needed to decipher. But the mind will say difficult, difficult. Not. I feel so far I have not used a word that a 11-year-old or a 10-year-old can't understand. There is nothing, no effort is required. Let's see what's happening on the chat. Now, what triangle is left? Even if there is something, you see, if there is some triangle, you expose it. This is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to find freedom like this. Many of you wait and say, okay, just one more retreat, one more retreat. Or after this Rishikesh season, complete, complete. Another trick of the mind. Why not now? The here is the same here. Okay, now it's starting to get a little abstract, so we roll it back. Truth is available in this very moment. but not the usual source. What we rely on, the usual source, is the mind. So if you're looking for truths from the mind now, it might only play some game with you. Yeah, it's so peaceful here, no? We should come every time. It will play that kind of game. But when that is not given any belief, then what else is here? You are witnessing your body, you are witnessing your thoughts, you are witnessing your emotions. Who is the witness? Who is this witness? Is there an entity there? Is there a thing there? Jayani wants to come on the hot seat, she can come. So we have two hot seats. We have this chair and we have this hangout.
Namaste, Father.
Namaste, Father.
Namaste, my dear.
Sure, my heart
Sure, my heart
pounding.
pounding.
Is there too much of an
Is there
echo?
too much of an echo?
It's okay. It's okay.
Because I can look at my microphones.
My microphones.
I mean my earphones.
I mean, my earphones.
It's a little bit broken, so maybe yes, maybe you could get them. We'll wait.
Okay, I'll come.
Okay, I'll come. I'll come.
Satsang Ananda is also here. Hello. So you can come up after Jayani, you can come.
Is that better, Father?
Is that better, Father?
Yes, it's a
No.
lot better.
No.
It's okay for me at least.
Okay. I don't know how
I don't know how
this
this thing works.
It's all right. It's all right. I can hear you well.
Yesterday, contemplating with Shanti
on
the Advaita channel,
the Advaita channel.
Nastagatas, I am that.
Yes.
And it's a question that's been asked here so many times. And there's been so much contemplation around what is the I that am. But sorry, Father, I'm just going to close the door.
I'm just going to close the doors.
Okay.
For the first time, sorry.
So your question was, what is the I that am?
This was contemplated
This was contemplated
with Shanti. And I can't even speak the answer. What the I is. that which was before is.
Yes.
Which is what I am. But boy, what is?
What?
Does that make sense?
It's very simple. It's very simple. So we say that even in the sleep state, you are aware of your sleep, isn't it? And then there is the sense that I am. So this amness is born in the waking
Yes.
state, isn't it? In the sleep state, we cannot say I am. So there's a sense of being, a sense of presence which is born in the waking state or in the dream state. And it must be this I itself which modulates and creates within itself this sense of being.
Yes.
And when the sleep comes, then this sense of being dissolves into just the I. So the I actually stays the same. It only decides to play as the amness.
Yes. And it's complete. It like absolute. That there can't even be a word, an understanding, a realization, a finding, or I don't even really know how to articulate this, Father. I don't know if I'm making any sense.
It's all right. The question itself conveys a great depth in the contemplation. It's very good, but don't like beat yourself up over anything.
No.
Just keep all the contemplations very like a game. You see, it's like a game, just like a joy.
It's so much joy.
It's
just such a I can't even stand a place or there's just such incredible joy and freedom for the concept of it all. I don't know if I'm making any sense.
It's good. See, that's why we made it so simple. We made it super simple, all of this. When we say, can you stop being now? We see that this amness cannot be stopped. This beingness cannot go anywhere. And when we say, are you aware right now? You see the absolute awareness is here. There's awareness which is aware even of beingness.
See, then something disconnected. Because
yeah, hopefully the mind gets disconnected. You see.
Yes, the mind gets disconnected.
It's fine. That's good.
Because it's just nothing.
Yes, the mind cannot fathom this. Just the other day we said, can the reflection in the mirror know your name? This is like expecting the mind to understand awareness is expecting the reflection in the mirror to know your name. How will it know? It does not exist. It's just a mere reflection of consciousness itself. So you actually have no trouble with the disconnection. It is the mind that comes and says that, oh, something happening here. I don't like this. Something weird or something.
Yeah. That's also okay though.
Yeah.
It's
That is what this question is for. The inquiry is so that the mind gets disconnected. Like it doesn't have legs to stand on now.
no. And And I'm sorry if I'm not being on any very articulate, but I actually, I don't know, maybe I should just shut up.
No, it's good. Is there a sense of some trouble in all of this, or is it just coming from joy?
There is a great joy and a great freedom.
So if the only trouble is in trying to articulate, then forget about it.
The trouble that what comes when the mind then starts to, like, where does awareness fit into all of this and trying to understand.
If the mind
But also that's nothing.
And the mind cannot understand awareness. Because the mind can only understand concepts, you see? And awareness cannot be conceptualized. How can we make a concept out of awareness? At best, we can say words like the seeing, the pointing, what else can we use for awareness? The witnessing, perceiving. We can use these words as pointers.
But it's still not it.
It's still not it, yes.
No.
But does the mind need to understand this?
No. Absolutely not.
And even if you were able to do some magic and get the mind to understand, it will tomorrow say, yes, I understood, you understood, and tomorrow it will say, no, you lost.
Yeah.
So why the hard work to try and get the mind to understand?
It's really silly, Father.
It's okay. In this way also the mind can extinguish itself, to some extent. It's okay because the mind will give up.
Yeah.
Especially because I'm remembering what you said the other day, you see, because the mind is conditioned in such a way that then it has to be first, it has to understand everything. That's the conditioning of the mind. So now when you're getting glimpses of what you really are, in fact you're getting great clarity on what you are, the mind is feeling that, hey, I'm missing out. I can win in this also. The mind will say, I can win this also, which it cannot.
No. There's just a feeling to come before you and for you to chop whatever you see, whenever you see the mind coming, whatever games you see being played here, because as Lizelle said yesterday, you can see what I can't see. And so I just bring myself before you to not hide anything.
It's very good. And that's my job actually. That's my only job, if there is a job.
So I guess it's a way of on the chopping block.
Yes. Now what needs to be put on the chopping block?
Nothing. And everything.
It's all over, you see. Jenny always say that it's all over. Are you willing to accept your freedom or not?
Sorry, Father.
No, it's not meant to make you sorry at all. Not meant to make you sorry at all. I do not mind at all. We can have these conversations. It is my joy. We can have it all the time.
Thank you. I love you so much.
I love you so much.
Oh, I love you too. Thank you so much. What? Say something coming up?
There's something I want to
There's
expose.
something I want to expose.
You know,
You know,
Mujiji is
which is
my life,
my life,
Yeah.
my love, my guru, my master, my everything.
my master, my everything.
And sometimes I
Sometimes I feel
when I
when I
sometimes I wonder, am I holding back from
am I
you?
holding back from you
Because the feeling here is not exactly the same.
exactly the same.
You cannot hold. It's not possible. You see, we say, Mujiji is my life. My life. The moment you are not holding back from me, you see.
Of course.
It is the same voice that speaks here. I'm nothing without my master's voice.
And it is the same voice. I guess
I
always holds on.
I actually do this. I actually come and sit at the satsang chair and leave it to Muji to speak. It's actually like this. Of course, in the instrument that's being used, the way of expression will always be a little different. See? But the presence is the same. It speaks here.
It's exactly the same. I think there's almost a fear of kind of fully almost like a holding on to that. Sorry, my battery's going low. Like a special relationship with Mujiji that I needing to expose and surrender. Does that make sense, Father?
It's completely fine. Mujiji also says that if you are going to be attached to one who is unattached.
Yeah.
And this unattached one will lead you to a place beyond all attachments. That needs no effort. Even if the rest of it needed some effort, which it doesn't, but even if it did, this one, that I'm so attached to my master, what should I do now? That one at least does not need any attention at all.
No. It's actually all nonsense. It's all nonsense. It's all nonsense. It's all the same.
It's very good you ask, because many will have these questions, you see, but they will not be able to expose like this. So I'm always happy to hear. Always happy. There is nothing you can't bring to satsang. There is nothing.
Thank you. And thank you to Mujiji for bringing me to you.
It's all his grace.
Everything. Thank you, Father.
Thank you, my dear. Thank you so much. And then we had Satsanga Ananda. How should we refer to you?
Satsanga.
Okay, Satsanga. Very nice.
For me, you know, when you were saying earlier, what is it that you really want? I've been on this path of seeking for myself for about 7 years, but it was only last year that I met Mujiji in London, and that was my first kind of introduction to Advaita or this kind of inquiry. And I realized for me, you know, this identity, the person that is sticky, is the identity of suffering, and very much like, because I've had all these illnesses in the body, so it's so strong, this, oh, I am this suffering person, and it's been from since childhood, so it's kind of all I've known. And so I was at Muji's retreat a few weeks ago in London, and while I was there, I had this a glimpse of this space where it felt like even the pain in my body didn't feel so personal. So and you know, there's a sense of peace that came with it. And then I feel like after that, like my body, like all my ego just like turned on the heat, and like all the symptoms just intensified, and I kind of started to have this suicidal thought because I feel like I can't take this suffering anymore, and I know there is a way out of suffering. I can't find who's suffering, but the suffering is continuing, and so it's just this intense sense of frustration, and I just feel like I'm just really confused. Like, I don't know if I'm doing this inquiry right, and then I'm saying, oh, who's actually asking these questions? When I go looking for this person, I can't find anything. And then here I am still, like you said, you know, like thinking of which retreat to go to next. And I think, oh, maybe at the next retreat, I will, you know, I will realize freedom. But I also feel like, you know, part of me wants this freedom because I want to get out of this pain. You know, that's what brought me to this path in the first place. So I'm just here, you know, whatever, you know, wherever it's hiding. But I feel that's what happens. Like every time I come close to something, it like my body just, or the symptoms get worse. It's how it gets my attention. And then I feel like, oh, I am this suffering person in pain, and that's it. And sometimes I can see it, but even that doesn't, I don't know. So I think I just want to, something Mudiji sometimes says, he uses this quote from, I think, Saragata Maharaj that says, oh, someone said to him, I'm suffering, and he said, oh, you're suffering your experience. And that's what I feel like I've been doing for about 7 years, is I feel like I'm just suffering everything that happens. And yeah, it's unbearable. And I just wanted to say that.
Very good, very good. It's funny, you know, you say all this, but your eyes are shining so brightly that I don't see all of this. I hear these words, but so you said I picked up a few things and we'll work on all of these. But first I want to tell you that we can take care of all of this right now. We can take care of all of this right now. Are you ready?
Yes.
So the first, what you said is that there is an identity here which is sort of relating to suffering. What I want to tell you is that identity means suffering. If there is identity, there will be suffering. So don't expect that there will be some identity, but there will be a non-sufferer identity. Non-suffering means that there is no identity left. See? And this is the first question. We say that in spirituality, most seekers will ask one out of these three questions. And the first question is, how can I be free from my suffering? How can I be free from my suffering? So I have the simple solution for you. And if you want the simplest way, you will take this one.
Yes.
The way to be free from your suffering is to not believe your next thought. As simple as that. And we can expand on it a little bit. So when a thought comes, there are two forces that act on a thought. The first force is the force of attention. So when a thought comes, then the force of attention goes to it. And then the force of belief goes to it. Now, attention seems a little difficult to manage, because if I were to tell you don't give attention to thoughts, you will say, okay, I tried, but there were still these thoughts which my attention went to, you see. So attention is difficult to control. If I say, don't think of a pink elephant, immediately images of pink elephants will start coming to you. See, attention goes like this. But if I say, don't believe you're a pink elephant, that's easy, isn't it? So then, it could be a thought about pain, it could be a thought about some personal event in life, it could be a thought about anything. Just don't give it your belief. Let attention go if it has to. Let attention go to the thought if it has to. But belief is completely in your power. Then what you will come back in a while, if you were to leave it this, you will probably come back in a while and say, most of it gone now, most of it no belief, no belief. These special 2-3 still remain. Yeah? This is mostly what happens. And for you, it might be related to the body. For you, some thoughts might be related to the body. But then we can inquire into these special ones. There are these special relationships. There are special relationships with body, there are special relationships with so-called others, and there is special relationship with work or money. And ultimately, the fourth and final special relationship we can have is with the seeker identity. Most trouble comes from one of these four. In fact, in Satsang, for whatever time I've been in Satsang, I have not found one question which is not related to one of these four. Then you say, okay, there seems to be some body identification here. But if you were to look back in your life, you will see that who has a problem with something? It is not the body. The body is just an innocent instrument. When it's in pain, it's in pain. It is the person who feels like it is the owner of the body, who says, why do I have a body like this? Why is my body always behaving like this? See? In the same way that the person says, why is my work environment like this? Why is my money situation always like this? The body does not have these complaints. The body doesn't even want freedom, you see. So we say, many times we say that we are deeply identified with the bodies. It is not true, actually. Because mostly we are identified with this idea of personhood. That I am a person who owns the body, I am the person who has a bank account, I am the person who has relationships, and I have a person who has work issues, whatever. And this one just does not exist.
Can I, when I look in and I come to that, I had a glimpse of saying, oh, I can see the thoughts, I'm aware of these thoughts that saying, oh, I'll be in pain forever. And then I can sense the physical sensation of pain, and I'm aware, I'm like, oh, that's some physical sensation, and there's these two things. And then there's, as you said, something that believes or connects these two, and then there's suffering. But so when I see that, I feel that space, and I think, oh, okay, even this is okay. And then I'll feel this constriction, like in my chest, a very physical, like that suffering. It's like I feel pain, and even if I don't have a thought associated saying I don't want this, it's a physical, oh, like I don't want to be like this. And that's it. It feels like I'm bound by it.
But you're right, because you say it feels like that. It can only feel like that. And you are not your feelings also. You are aware of your feelings. Your feelings are not aware of you. So who has the power? And this is something I'm starting to notice a lot in Satsang, that our thoughts have lost their power because we have let them go, for many of us. But it is these energies, these feelings which are another form of the same thing, you see. Thoughts are also this energy, feelings are another form of similar energy. They're just qualitatively a little different. You see? But awareness is aware of thoughts and awareness is aware of feelings also. In what way? It could be the strongest constriction. It could seem like it's really, really strong. But in what way are you touched by it? In reality, I mean.
When that happens, it feels like that is me. Then I lose. Then if I say yes, it doesn't feel like I can feel anything, and that's all there is.
It can seem like that. So, is there a feeling now? Is there any feeling now?
There is something in here that, like, oh, I'll have to live with this body forever. I can feel it there.
Yes, yes. So don't believe any interpretation about this feeling. Don't believe any thought about this feeling. And just watch it. And tell me who this feeling is touching. Can you find an entity there? Can you find a me? Just look at it. Don't give me an answer from the mind because that has no value. You have to look and tell me.
It doesn't feel like it's all of me now. It feels like it's some part of me. I don't know what.
And this me is who? And pretend as if you've never heard this question before. This me that it feels like it's a part of is who?
It's like something that's inside this body.
Yes. So it is, I call it a soup of all these thoughts, emotions, energies which are jumping around. But you are aware of them, isn't it?
Yes.
So are you closer to this soup? Are you closer to this soup? Look and say, are you closer to this soup? Are you closer to the awareness itself?
It feels like my mind is blank, and then it's like without my mind, I cannot answer. Like
You'll
I
get
can't.
used to it. It's very good. Initially, it can seem a little unsteady like that to operate without the mind. This is what Mujiji says, the switching over of power from the mind to the being itself. We stop relying on the mind for our answers because the mind is not giving answers actually. It is only throwing concepts. It's just shooting in the dark and trying various concepts. And then we pick it up and we are so convinced about it. That's why I'm saying that just see, there could be strong energies. Even there is awareness that the mind is blank. You see, just the way that you are saying that sometimes the mind is noisy, now you're saying that the mind is blank. So you are aware of the state of mind. The mind is not aware of you, isn't it? So there must be something which you are, which is prior to this mind, which knows mind and no mind, which knows thoughts and it knows blank.
Okay, now there's a sensation that's grabbing my attention. It's of like resist. It feels like it feels like something is sitting here stubbornly,
Yes.
not wanting to completely but completely take in what you're saying.
Yes. It is natural for this something to do that. It is natural for this something to resist what is being spoken here. But because you already call it something, I'm very hopeful, you see. Because you're not saying me. You're saying there's some energy, something is seen here which doesn't want to buy what is being spoken. You see? So who's aware even of this something? Are you closer to this something? Or are you closer to your awareness of this? Who's watching? Let's not even say awareness. Who's seeing this something? Who sees this something? Don't try to do anything.
I don't know.
If I were to say that you see it, would that be wrong?
There's something that sees it here.
Yes, yes. But if it is not you, then you are aware even of this something that sees it. See, so there must be a you there. That sees it.
It just feels like right now, it just feels like there's this space and then this feeling is there, and somehow it feels like, oh, it's in this here, which is like the body. As you said, I'm aware of it. So
You are aware of all of this.
mhm.
And this awareness, is it touched by anything that is happening? Don't visualize anything. Be careful that you don't visualize, you see, because if you visualize, the mind will paint a picture of this awareness and say it is this big black space, or sometimes this big white light. It is none of this. All these are just visual metaphors which sometimes convey what we are trying to say, but it is none of this. It is the seeing itself. And we cannot paint a picture out of it. It is the seeing itself.
I can only say that it feels like there is something or mm, that is not touched, because I had a recent experience because I realized that because I was born in a war zone, so for 16 years I was surrounded by all this violence, and so there's like a lot of suffering. And then recently I was somewhere where I felt very happy, and then I realized, oh, there was something there even when I was a child suffering that is here now when I'm happy, that's neither suffering nor happy, you know? So I just get like, there's like a sense of it, but I don't,
Are you aware now?
yeah,
As
I'm
what?
aware that there is something that didn't suffer and wasn't happy.
Forget about the content. Forget about the content because there can be awareness of various things.
Hmm.
See? You are aware now. This awareness, how far is this awareness from you?
No, it's just here. I feel like I'm doing this from my mind.
No, this is just the mind saying. The mind actually can't do this. The doubting mind is coming and saying you're just faking something. It's not really happening for you. But this is not true. Because you cannot fake the answer. When I ask, are you aware now? You cannot fake the answer.
So now I notice that there is something in me that's obviously it's that seeker part that's waiting for something to happen.
Something must happen. See,
Yeah.
what is the experience of freedom? What is the awakening experience that I hear about so much? Where is that? Where are the fireworks? Yeah, that's another trick of the mind. See, ultimately, we can only talk about two things. We can only talk about the two A's, the A awareness or the A appearance. There's an awareness and then there's the appearance. The appearance can take many forms. You see, it can be feelings, it can be thoughts, it can be imagination, it can be pain, it can be bodies, it can be others, it can be objects. All of this is appearance. But who is aware of all of this? And is that awareness really touched by any appearance? Even this person that wants freedom, you see, wants the enlightenment experience. Even this you are not. And that is just the person pretending, you pretending to be a person, wanting freedom. How is awareness bound? What can bind it? Which appearance can come which is strong enough that your awareness can seem constricted or bound in some way? So freedom only means to realize that I was never bound, that I never left the destination itself.
There's two things that have come now. One is this thought that I've noticed a trend that says, okay, now, so what practice must I now, like I wanted to ask you, okay, so what should I do now, like after this call? So it's that feeling, oh, like now is not the time for, like it cannot happen now. That's that, I need to continue looking. And the second was, okay, if I'm free now, then why don't I feel like, this idea of joy and bliss and ecstasy,
We'll look at both. We'll look at both your questions. Let's look at the second one. Freedom is not a state. You see? And it is great disservice that many books and stories will tell us that freedom is this state of bliss or some joy or something like that. It is not like that. Freedom is freedom from all states. Every state which comes eventually goes. But you are free from these ups and downs of states. So it doesn't matter to you which state is coming and going. Freedom is not just being in some blissed out zone. It's not like that. You see, because if it was reliant on a particular state to be free, then I call that a very weak freedom. Because there is no state which comes and stays. All states come and go. All experiences come and go. Okay? Ultimately, even waking state goes. Okay? Sleep state comes. Dream state comes. Within waking state, within dream state, there are these sub-states which arise and they go. So don't expect freedom to be a state. Awareness does not have states. The witnessing does not have states. See, the states are all a play of just your own being, just a play of consciousness itself. And the voice which is asking for a particular state is not your voice. It is still the same guy. It is still the same ego. And that brings me to the answer for your first question, which is that, okay, some opening is there, but what do I do? What do I do now? You see? And this doership question also will be left. It is one of the main legs on which the ego stands on. You see, what do I do? This concept of doership. But that will also go. But very simply, now I can tell you that all you have to do is not believe your next thought. If you don't believe your next thought, you cannot show me how you can suffer. Suffering needs belief in a concept. Belief in something false means suffering actually. A misidentification. It doesn't sound satisfactory, I know that it sounds too simple. Like Mujiji says, maybe I should give you some spiritual push-ups to do. Every day do 26 Om Namah Shivaya push-ups and then breathe in a particular way and then you don't believe your next thought. Maybe that's how I start putting it also. So wake up early in the morning, 4 a.m. You must wake up. You want to be free from suffering, you must wake up at 4 a.m., which is the Brahma Mahuratam or whatever, and then do these Om Namah Shivaya push-ups. And then you'll come to a state where you're able to not believe your next thought. Ultimately, I'm making a joke out of it, but the fact is that all sadhana is ultimately this. Getting you to a point where you're not believing your next thought. So for me, I wonder why we need to make it complicated actually. It is completely in your power to not believe, isn't it? There will be some strong, nourished identities which might seem like they still get your belief. And you might come back and say, but it's automatic. But in a few satsangs, you will find that it does not seem as automatic as it used to. Now, is there a thought you're believing?
I notice the tendency to want to believe.
Yes. This is very good to notice this. It's very good.
But there is a thought that just came up that said, if I don't believe these thoughts about the pain and stuff, then what does that mean about? Then it's like, oh, that suffering was for nothing.
Yes.
I think there is something in me that cannot bear that thought that all this suffering for all these years is just nothing.
Yes, and this something will also go. You will become free of this something, which has preferences, which has desires and aversions. This is not the voice of awareness. This is not the voice of seeing, and it is not the voice of being. It is still that someone who wants to have a identity, you see. And this someone you have to be very careful of, because this someone will come to satsang only for confirmation of the concepts that it already knows. And if it finds some dissonance with those concepts, it will say, oh, maybe this one is not for you see. So don't give any power to this something. And don't wait for this something for confirmation of your freedom. That's how we started satsang also today. Because this becomes a trap. I find many times we are sitting in satsang and the words in satsang are also being handed over to this ego, to this person, and saying, hey, what do you think about this? This one, yeah, not so. This one is good, this one was good. But this one, what he's saying now is just not working for me. So if you're waiting for this something, this ego to confirm, then it will make it seem like a long journey for you. It will make it seem like one more retreat, next retreat, what's next, we'll get there, don't worry, you're making good progress. This is the voice of this something. But what is here right now, without relying on this one,
It's just an awareness of things I can perceive, like what I can see, what sensations, and that's it.
Yes. So there's awareness, and then there are appearances. And where are you?
I'm aware of the appearances.
Hence, what must you be then?
The awareness, the appearance.
Did you say awareness or appearance?
The awareness of the appearances.
The awareness of the appearance. Does this awareness have any trouble?
Mhm.
So now you will notice that the mind will try to create all sorts of trouble. Say, but this, but that, you know, and it is completely in your power as consciousness, not as a person. In consciousness, it is completely in your power whether to give belief to this mind or not. It's a wrong number, you see. It's a wrong number you picked up. You picked up the phone and there was this voice which was telling you some very authoritatively. It was telling you, do this, do that, don't do this, go here, don't go here, all this. And it was so authoritative that we started following the instructions of this voice. But we never asked, but who are you? And we never asked, who are you speaking to? If we ask either of these questions, it is enough. You realize it was the wrong number and you keep the phone down. So it'll try to play all the trump cards it has now and it'll say that, but, something. And if there's a strong doubt, something strong comes up, you can just come up to satsang. We have satsangs every day, Monday to Friday, and then once in 2 weeks on Saturday like this, in person. So don't hesitate, you just come up.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Very good. Which part of the world are you in right now?
London.
Thank you. Yes? See you for a minute. So then hold on. Sorry.
I don't know why I'm on, but it's just a lot of resistance to coming up. I don't know what I'm waiting for. So obviously seen as all you will seek, but I still are waiting. Like you say, it's hard to draw. It's such a certain amount of parts. Yeah.
Are you really waiting?
I don't know. I feel like there's a waiting. Like I see the identities. There's a lot of burning, a lot of energies, and then there's a lot of irritability. And then the mind comes up saying, "What are you getting? Just the body's not like it used to be before." And all kinds of things. And there's so much irritation coming. All kinds of stuff. But
in all of this, what are you?
I'm still there.
As?
I know I'm aware, but I don't sometimes see from the position. I'm seeing. Like even when I'm identifying, I'm seeing. And I'm seeing that it's hard to sometimes drop the thoughts. I'm seeing everything. I'm seeing that there's an effort to drop and the effort, it's difficult or whatever. I'm seeing from the position of seeing.
Yeah. Can you see from anywhere else?
No.
So you actually can never step out of this awareness, isn't it? All this could be coming, it could be great, it could be horrible. Does it matter to you?
It does sometimes too.
To you, this you is who? To the awareness?
It still does to the seeker.
Without believing a thought?
No.
So there must be, at the root, must be getting some belief.
It's the belief is the body gets really tired. I mean, it's just it's not like it used to be before. So that there's that comparison, and there's a lack of interest in a lot of things.
Yeah.
I wake up in the morning, I don't want to do anything, but and then once I wake up and I'm out of bed, things just happen.
Yeah.
They happen, and there's a lot of enthusiasm to do something sometimes. Sometimes there's no interest, but mostly in social activities, there's no interest, and then the mind comes up, and you're so whatever. You used to be so enthusiastic, now you have no interest. So it's still given some belief, and sometimes it's just dropped very quickly, but all that is coming now.
But through all of this, you are the seeing alone. Now the question is, will all of this go? Is that what it is?
I think so. I think it's so. Let me try to put this in words. So that, like, there are moments when I clearly, I think I mentioned it the last time, I can't recognize this voice, this body, looking into the mirror, that's not me. All that's happening, and there is an expectation that more is going to happen. Like, it's completely, I'm not.
Something should deepen.
Yes, something's going to deepen, or there are moments when I can't even put them in words. It's like I'm there, but I don't know what's what. It's weird, like it's weird to the mind. So some expectation that this will deepen, like cutting off, or severing of something is happening, like a distance is happening, and sometimes it's just tiring. Just wait and wait. So tired of waiting.
Oh?
I don't know what. I don't even know what I want anymore. I wanted freedom, but I don't even know what I want anymore.
This I is not you. See, this I is the I'm awareness, but this is not you again.
Yeah, just whatever you use, just top it off because it's.
So for you, maybe sometimes the body thing is strong, because I used to do yoga earlier, now it's stopped.
Yeah, that troubles me. It's like you're not taking care of your health. I don't know, it just comes up, but it's not very strong. The energies are not a big deal for me. I think it's still I get lost in thoughts and I don't even realize. The energies are fine. Like I think one of Ram's broadcasts was saying like this. You don't believe those thoughts of the ego.
All pressure on him.
No, it was really nice, and it's like these sick kind of energies just flow through you when you're not believing some egoistic something, and it's fine. I just let it just passes, and it's fine. It's this waiting that's really. Who's tired of it is also.
Who's waiting? Who's tired of it? Does not exist.
Yeah, it does. I don't even know what I want.
These are the last, possibly the last buttons or last trump cards it has. When is it going to happen for you, man?
Yeah, I think it's more of like when I read all the silent space and everybody's trying to. Not trying to. Everybody just says what they see, and I'm like, okay, I don't have anything to say. Nobody's trying to. I'm so sorry. God.
All your Facebook friends have unfriended you now. Everybody just showing off.
No. I think it's like there's this wanting to say something, but then nothing just comes. I think I should shut up.
But I have never said that you must say something.
No, it's not. It's not wanting to say something to you, or I don't even know. It's just all stories.
Which is the most attractive story? Is waiting on.
I think so. There's still the mother identity and going crazy at home. It's all fine. It doesn't seem as big anymore. It's still there, and if it drops, it drops. But the seeking thing, it's very clearly seen it's not true. And then nothing to seek. It still lingers around.
It will linger. The nature of the mind is that it will stay. The quality of the thoughts will also not change.
Well, yeah, but the belief still goes. That's the problem. It's okay if the thought.
But even if belief goes, does it fundamentally change you in any way?
Can we look? I just don't want to answer from being used to answering.
So suppose it happens that because you neglected your body, the body is now just falling apart, falling to pieces, neglected. These thoughts are coming. There's belief, so much energy here, anger maybe. So you just getting put off now by the concept of satsang because the body is down. All this is happening. Who is aware of this? And this awareness will always be understood. How long is this body going to last? Not even a blink of an eyelid for eternity. We went to sleep last night. In fact, I had an afternoon nap where I got some dreams that one of our cousins were visiting and I was getting late and I was in the shower and Ria kept banging on the door saying, come out, come out. It seemed so real, really. And even this energy of getting irritation with her because I just went in the bath, all this was so real. There is no energy which is missing in the dream state. The body is there, memory is there. I knew who everyone was. What happened to that body? Maybe that body was also yogi body.
I can see the fear of death. It's there.
Yeah.
Fear of death, and sometimes even like if I die, who's going to take care of it? That's still there. That thing is still pretty.
But you die every night. When you go to sleep at night, deep sleep state comes. You don't know, you actually don't know you are Rashmi here. But you don't know who went to sleep. And this is Rashmi dream.
And the name Rashmi doesn't seem very, doesn't have that substance. But do you see that, or am I just like, there's still doubt that I'm faking it. I don't know. I don't know anything. It's so.
You cannot fake it. You can only fake the false. You cannot fake the truth. And I know that the truth is always here. This one who's worried about faking or sincerity or genuineness or worthiness, this one is who.
Doesn't exist.
This is clear?
Yes.
Because suddenly it has ways of coming back and getting out of it. So the question always is this.
And it's the one that asks, what's all this about then? It's the one who asks. Trying to find meaning in all of this.
Yeah, I'm a very lucky doctor. Dr. Kanchan is a doctor, but her doctoring is a lot more complicated. For me, it's very simple. The problem is always this one. And the medicine is always don't believe your next one. So you can have all various types of preludes and ends to the conversation, but the fact is the medicine is the same. So just for variety, I try to change the words. Otherwise, all satsang could be don't believe the next thought. I know you cannot suffer by doing it. I know it's like medicine which is well tested. All FDA approved.
It's not about suffering anymore. It's, there could be a short-term suffering, but it's just short. But
Then what is it?
I don't know.
It's about being the free one.
I don't know what I want. Seriously, I don't want. I don't want anything.
So we just, if there is a waiting, it is only a waiting for this belief in this I to not be given. The I that is also saying I want, I don't want. Okay. To withdraw all belief from this I, then don't be uncomfortable with the silence. Because this I will come in and try to do something, stir up something, you see, so life doesn't seem, because it can be it can seem a little fearful, actually. So to avoid this unsteadiness, it will come and say, but
There is a fear in those moments when I can't find who I am. I'm there, and then I just keep saying, I'm here. I'm still here.
yes,
There's a
but for
thought that
those
comes,
moments, we've given you some other medicine also. Are you aware now?
Yeah.
Can you stop being now? The mind is trying to scare you, trying to sneak up on you and say, oh, you lost it, you lost it. Just remember.
Even the being, there's a distance in those moments.
Yes.
Well, that's why, because the beingness has some tangibility to it. But this seeing is like you're nowhere. Like you don't
But
know
when
where
you say distance, what do you mean? It's not a physical distance.
Yeah, it's a see.
It's only that we can say that even being is in front of me, like that distance.
Something like that.
So in this one, we can be a little precise because we'll get to the bottom.
I can't think of that moment. It just,
Okay,
when
so
it comes, it just comes.
forget past. Can you stop being now? What is it? What is the being that cannot be stopped? Where is it?
I don't know. It's here.
Any distance from you? Don't worry about the right answer.
No, I'm the being.
Who sees this? Can it get lost?
The being. Not when I'm awake.
Still, don't worry about the right answer.
No. Yeah, not when I'm awake.
Now, speak with this voice, the voice of being. Don't pick up the person voice. And if it's not saying anything, you can just sit. Can it stop? There's something it wants.
It's complete. Actually, it's not even complete. It's just nothing. It's just has no problem. What is all this about?
Is that its question?
No.
So don't pick up this one. Even subtly, don't pick up. It makes a subtle entry like this. And then before you know it, handle it.
It feels very innocent.
Yes. completely comfortable just sitting in the silence.
There's some
Yes, I
that
can
is
sense
there.
it. That's why.
Something holding to not be doing that.
Yeah, it wants to come in.
Yes.
So my daughter, with her, and she wants to come be the center of attention, so she'll come up with some excuse. Won't pick it. Getting easier now. Now you don't have thinking eyes. Although the mind is still trying, but you don't have the. It's not grabbing your belief.
So now the thoughts coming, so it's like ask Father if it's just going to drop itself.
What?
Something, I don't know, it just wants to.
Like when we were kids, when I spent a few years in Delhi, so we used to have this saying that Ramayan khatam ho gayi, or you are asking ki Ram kaun tha. That means that the whole Ramayana, reading of the Ramayana is over, and someone is asking who is Ram? Who is Ram? What needs to drop?
Nothing is here to draw.
So the problem now is not dropping it. The problem seems to be, the imagined problem is only of not picking up. It will drop now. Will you pick it up? You might momentarily, it's okay. But primarily, no. That is freedom. Nobody is saying that freedom means that you will never pick up another thought. Even the great sages have picked up. See, but it doesn't last. Just momentary.
There's somewhere an expectation also that a certain kind of behavior should be happening in this body. Or the way I talk, no anger should be shown. There's some sneaking of that. Especially when these days I've been fairly there's been a lot of anger and irritation coming up from somewhere, I don't know where. Been so irritated all the time.
So don't believe that it should be a certain way, and also don't believe if it is coming up as a Advaita excuse, don't believe that. You see, because the mind can play it both ways. It can make it an Advaita excuse for anger. You don't need to believe that also. And don't need to believe that anger should go completely. This is neutrality. Are you doing something? Because you are not the doer. What is freedom? You tell us. What is freedom?
I don't know what was
So when you say I'm waiting for something to drop, Sounds like a waiting to be free.
I think this waiting just needs to drop. Like just, no, I mean, no desire, just no desire. That's freedom. No
So it
desire.
doesn't need to be dropped if you just don't pick it up. Then show me where is it. There used to be, when we just started Satsang, or maybe just after the video Satsang that we used to have, once we played this game. I don't remember. I said, let's play a game. We will not pick up anything, and we'll just be there. And I will not pick it up if you are not picking it. We'll just be here together, and we refuse to pick up a concept. As simple as that. So I'm not picking up anything. Are you? See, it's that simple. Even the words that you need to come up doesn't rely on any thoughts. It just happens. There's no thinking attached to this. Just a flow.
I don't know why I came out.
It's okay.
There's nothing that needs to be done.
It's good to have someone on the questioner's chair.
Thank you much.
Stay for a while. Donna asks, and this might be the last time we say Donna asks. Donna asks, dear Ananta, I would very much like to have the honor of releasing all that I know and placing myself in your hands. And as a sign of this commitment and devotion, I would like to have the honor of choosing a new name for me. Yes, be my complete joy. And we've already decided that we have a naming today. So, Marta, who's looking very worried, and Donna will have new names today at the end of Satsang. Amba says, dear Anantaji, your video seems to be very slow and delayed. Do you try leaving and joining again? And this was a while ago. Oh, it's been an hour since she posted that. Oh, sorry. Should I try that now? Is it still bad? Huh?
Yeah, you can try now.
Oh, okay. Let me read up all the chat because this will go if I do that. Let me just quickly read the chat.
Okay. It's not very important.
Okay, thank you. Jessie
Ananta?
saying, yes, my dear.
I just want to let you know I have to leave to go to work in about an hour.
In an hour, okay.
Yes.
So remind me in about half an hour. Okay. Thank you. So Jessie said, Namaste Father, I feel that understanding and knowledge are unneeded. As sorry, what I meant to say was, there is a one okayness with no knowing, not even knowing what I will think. Yes. Thoughts have only been coming once and I am finding them totally random and spontaneous. Yes. I'm not interested in what I think. Beautiful or ugly, that's very good. No meaning is given to these thoughts, no matter what they are trying to sell. Deepak says, how to separate our awareness from our strong desires. It's very simple because awareness actually cannot mingle with anything at all. It is only our attention and belief which can go on these thoughts. Once believed in, they become desires or aversions, which is the same thing. So a thought will come, I want to be here or I don't want to be here, and a belief is given to them, they become desires. But the seeing of all of this is untouched by any of this. So you are actually untouched. Only when you give something, these thoughts, your attention and belief, then you feel that this is happening to you. It is not true. This you, this ego, this separate person does not exist. You are this untouched seeing, the untouched witnessing, called awareness. Yes, Amba says that it's clearer when somebody else is speaking when my mic is muted. I noticed you were doing that, which is fine, completely fine. Soham. What did Soham say? Jayani said beautiful Soham. Maybe I missed something, did I? Soham, you would like to say something? Yeah, I'm not sure if you can hear me. Amaya says, exposing comes from a vigilance to be free from what pops out. Like Adya says, you know you are free, you say. But do you know you are sometimes still a jerk? Yes. Yes. Amidst freedom as truth, how to confirm it is done. Even though obviously no person actually exists. So she says exposing comes from a vigilance to see, to be free from what pops out. Like Adya says, you know you're free, you say, but you still see sometimes you're still a jerk. So when Adya is talking about the spiritual ego and this Advaita policing that sometimes happens, we don't realize sometimes that from this ego space, from this wanting to be special space, this jerkness arises, is being a jerk. Amidst freedom as truth, how to confirm it is done, even though obviously no person actually exists. Just by in this saying, see, you say that it is obvious that no person actually exists. If you can say that, then that means it is done. If it is so obvious that no person was ever here, then what remains? If a person is not here, then what remains? Only the beingness and the seeing of even this beingness. This sense that I am and an awareness even of this. Is it? Because the misguided belief in the idea that I am a person is so obviously non-existent. So when we can sense this obviousness, that it's so obvious that no person was already here, we can simply say it is done. That is one way to say it. The second way to say it is that even if the person is fully there, full belief is there, actually you cannot leave your position of being the awareness alone. So it was always done. Ultimately, it was always done. But the essence of your question I understand, which is that it can translate like a mental or a spiritual ego, and we can start playing this jerk. So from that perspective, the minute you say something like this, that obviously no person actually exists, and I know that this is not coming from just a mind thought, but from your own seeing, because this is coming from your own seeing, then it can be said to be done. Amaya says, expose it, you said, because Mujiji says things like smells like a person. Because even knowing there is no person here, the tendencies exist and don't shine freedom like with you and Muji. Nobody bound, but signs of ego still show up. Yes. How? Sometimes things can appear from this mouth also which smell like a person. It's not like that. It's not like this person will completely go. It's just that the occurrences of those, the belief which is given to these thoughts is minimal, becomes very rare. And as you keep letting go of this belief in thoughts, automatically you will find soon enough, like this happened, you will find that people are sitting around you waiting for you to say something. It is not something which is a planned activity or something. It might play out this way or it might play out any other way, but you will be unconcerned, completely unconcerned. And for most of you now, any of the others, most of the Sangha, when I hear you, even on the broadcast, I don't find something smelling of a person. And those rare occasions when it will, that also will be taken care of in Satsang. Jasminder says, Namaste, was running late, so decided to join online. Bhagavati ji says, there is a quiet, simple, direct sense of being here as awareness. Realization of that I am unfolds continuously. I don't need or wish to be anybody. This is freedom. So simple. I feel so very well. Everything is such a joy. Thank you. Very beautiful. It is semantically, we can say a couple of things. One is that when we refer to the sense of being, we're usually calling that beingness or consciousness. And the awareness of even this sense I am, we are calling that the absolute truth or the awareness itself. But it doesn't matter so much, it's just definitions. But just so that we don't cause any confusion, I'm just clarifying that. And this was from Amba. Beloved Father, what I would describe as present here, if I could, is before and beyond words. Yes, I am never out of satsang. This is peace, not peace of mind. I don't seek that, seeing nothing now. This is Shanti, right?
It's Bhagavati again.
Huh? Bhagavati, okay. So it is continued from what Bhagavati said. And then it said continued, but there was nothing after that. Is that right? I love you too, Shanti. Thank you so much. You want me to reconnect now? Okay, so I'm just going to refresh this page. All right. How is it now? Mic testing 1 2 3 1 2 3. Is it a little better?
Yes.
Okay.
Father, can I come and speak to you for a minute?
Yes, my dear, of course.
So I don't know exactly what I want to say, but I want to come and say something. Maybe it's just like to kind of expose some things that are, and share as well, just things that I can see, and it's a little bit maybe confused because it's like as if there's like different parts of things that I'm putting together, and maybe I'm putting them together falsely, or maybe not, but I just want to see what comes out, when I'm speaking to you. And maybe it'll just sound like mumble jumble, or maybe it won't. I don't know. Yeah. Is that okay? So it feels like that there has been conditioning in my life to be like, to kind of feel angry at like my boyfriend or whoever he is. And it's just like a feeling of anger for no reason whatsoever. So that's one thing, and I kind of somehow I feel like it's connected to my mother as well. And I don't know why. Like, there's not really a story, but it's like maybe there is a story that I picked it up off her or something somehow. It's like she shared this with me. And then there's also a story that I feel that it's like I somehow feel like energetically pulled into a story where when I'm not allowed to express myself, it's like it makes me like angry or something. When I'm not allowed to express how I'm feeling or something like this. But because I'm seeing all this now from like another place where I'm not like believing it so much, but still it's still kind of happening energetically. So like a story might come in front of me, and I'm this is like in the story as well, and lots of like energy is happening, but because I'm not so believing it, like I'm able to maybe see it with some more clarity. So then also it seems like just in the case of like me and Niall, I can see that there's a part of me that I feel, and I don't know if this is like a true thing or not, but something in it feels very true. And it's like there's a part of me that I want to see him. Like, actually I can see him, but like there's something in me I want to like, it's like I want to see my master.
You want to see him like that? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it's like there's a part of me that wants to see my master in him. And then when like he's like expressing in some way that it's not like the voice of my own self. It's like it's not the voice of my master that's speaking through him. Then there's a part of me that I'm not allowing him to. It's like I'm not really loving him, because I'm not accepting him to just express whatever way he wants to express. So like what I want the world to give to me, I'm not giving to the world through that story. And I don't know if that's then a true desire, but something in it feels very true. So I kind of feel like as well that sometimes there's like a very strong fear, like it's like he is my greatest guru, because it's like if I can see my master in him, then I don't know. But a little bit it's like it's false as well, because it doesn't have anything to do with who I am either. So it's I don't know if that makes sense or not.
Why were you working so hard?
I don't.
Why you want him to be sound like a master anyway?
I don't know.
We have satsang for that. Just know that life knows what it is doing. Life knows what it is doing. And when you rightly said that if he is not going to fall into your projection of what he is going to be, of what he has to be, then that is the best teaching for you. If you were just someone that was delivering your projections, then that would not be very useful. And you yourself said that if you want freedom, then you have to give freedom to the world, isn't it? It cannot be that freedom should be mine, I should be free, but the world should be according to my projections. It cannot be like that.
And
He can say, I want Amba to sound like Alanis Morissette or something like that. How can it do that?
Anyway, I know it's just like a silly story, so it's good to see it like this.
It's good to bring it up because when they're related to something which feels like it is true, then it becomes easier to believe these stories. It becomes easier to believe because it has a hint of truth there somewhere, you see. The truth is that if we are in a relationship, it is usually the strongest teaching, the strongest teacher, but not in the way that we expect it to be. Not in the way that we want it to be. That is life which is deciding. That is the universe which is deciding. And you are learning a lot more in this process compared to if you were just going to be looking what the guru was saying.
Mm.
Even if he meant it, maybe. Even if he meant it. There's much more learning because it is bringing up things, it is bringing up some conditioning. You spoke about anger, you spoke about some other relationships also. It is bringing up all this, see?
Mm.
But if he was living up to your projection, then all this would not be coming up.
Mm.
So all this grace attack would not be happening.
Mm.
And grace attacks are very useful. Otherwise, we can spend a long time in denial. Feel that everything's sorted, but some of these things can still be within us. This wanting to project onto our special relationships our idea of who they should be. And something says, but it's my relationship. I should be justified. I should be able to project like this. It's not true like that. That is not love. That is need, you see. I need him to be a certain way. I need her to be a certain way. But for you, it's all nothing, nothing, nothing. Isn't it?
It's a something kind of nothing. I know it's nothing, but I'm seeing it from here. It's like very beautiful. It's very beautiful. I can't really say it's nothing. It's not like causing me a problem. It's actually causing me to have great insights and to feel lots of love and to see more clearly. So I don't know if I wouldn't right now. I wouldn't say it's nothing, but it's a beautiful something-ish nothing. I don't know.
You can call it grace. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
As long as you're not calling it the negative stuff, it's fine.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're very welcome. When we are looking from the eyes of beingness, when we're looking from the eyes of Atma, then everything is grace. That itself is enough. And if something does not feel like grace, then we must see which eyes we are seeing from.
Father,
Yes, I hear.
can I just say a thought that keeps coming? And I haven't
Yes.
actually looked at it, but it's just coming now, and I know it has something like, I'm sure if I looked at it, it will disappear, but I might as well, we can look together.
Yes.
um, it's like I feel that it's like difficult to accept is like when maybe not anybody, but like when Niall is in front of me and like I know who he is, and when he's pretending to be something that he's not, and like I just like, and then when this is happening, it's like there's something that wants to it wants to just like go like I wanted like just tell him to stop, like why are you pretending? But then sometimes I can't, like it's not the right thing to say because like he's not going to be open to it and it's just going to make him more like closed up. But I feel like energetically it feels difficult at the moment to accept him when he's pretending.
Okay, so who is he?
He's you.
So who is pretending?
Yeah, it's you who's pretending also. And I
Then
see that. I
you
see
feel like
that. Hmm?
then in those moments, do you feel like whacking me?
If you were pretending, I probably would. But you're not pretending.
So it is consciousness itself which is playing this game. See, you're already saying that I know who he is. He is consciousness, just a clear consciousness. So but I get upset with him when he's pretending. Upset with who? God. God is playing this game. So I get upset with God and I want to give God 2 slaps to snap him out of it. Your answer is already available in your first 2 statements. I know who he is, and I know when he's pretending, then the rest of it is not relevant. So you know that it is only God which is pretending.
Anyway, it's not true. I just like it was like there was a thought that was saying I find it difficult to accept, but I don't find it difficult to accept. But just somehow, in this particular story at the moment, it's like it just like it raises up a lot of like energy moving. So it's just that I have to just really like just allow it. Like that's all.
It happens like that. With loved ones, it can happen like this. So I used to talk about this, isn't it? Where we would be having dinner at the dinner table, and my wife is saying, "Today this happened, and it was so upsetting." And I would go and say, "But who? Who are you?" You know. And there's no openness, then it just sounds, it comes across as being a jerk. Actually. She's talking about her bad day or something happened and all that. Who are you? Who are you? Yes. The golden rule is wait for someone to come to you with some openness, then you share the truth. And if there's a strong urge, even otherwise, to share the truth, you only knock gently. Knock gently and see if they open the door. And if they don't open the door, then you don't knock, you wait. You wait for them to come to you. And with this patience, you will find that in your own presence, there's so much peace that beings will come to you. Don't try to shake anyone out of their personhood without there being this openness.
But actually, the truth is, I don't really know if he's like closed. I think I just make up a lot of stories. I actually have this idea that he's like complete. He's just like the complete truth. Like, and I'm the only one who doesn't see it. I have this. I don't know if that's an idea or not, but I kind of have this idea.
Just pick up, it seems like for relationships, this special relationship, there are some ideas getting picked up, so just leave all of them. Leave all of them. Start fresh now, fresh now. No? Nothing. You have had no past. You meet him fresh as if you're meeting him for the first time. The questions have become so beautiful. Everyone says, this is a story. Nobody says, this is happening to me. It's all seen. So much satsang, it's all seen that it's all just story. And it's good to expose like this, even in, and because if some story still has some juice, just throw it in the fire of satsang. And we don't say, I am refusing to accept my freedom. We say, there's something here which is refusing to. Already, this is so beautiful already. Because most of the world is not talking like this. So most of the world is saying, I this, I that.
Even the question, who am I, feels distinct.
Yes.
It doesn't have enough juice.
It doesn't need to be. It was something useful along the way. But awareness does not need to ask more. And Bhagavan himself said that it's a thorn that you use to remove other thorns and then both are thrown away. It didn't say hold on to this, who am I, like it's the end of the world.
It's very beautiful. Amba brought that up with and so even with Samek, like he's the only one I talked to about satsang. Oh, and the Marjan Vashti. She's very open.
Oh, good, you told her.
And she's very open to it. With Samek, I can see there's who am I question. He's not very interested. It doesn't even come from here. Like you mentioned to him, he asks questions in a very different way, wanting to apply it to his own practical life. And so I keep talking about satsang or who report. It's very nice to talk to him. And then sometimes there's a feeling like I'm overloading him, and then he says no, it's actually been very helpful because he uses it in his own way. Like he has no interest in who am I right now. So that openness is not there, but it still helped him.
And we had this beautiful conversation when he came. The root of that conversation, from what I remember, was that I said, "Are you suffering from anything?" He said, "No."
He never suffers.
If there is no suffering, then why go through all the trouble? Then it's fine, no?
Yeah, he keeps saying I'm really blessed, and he doesn't.
Yes.
Suffer too much.
So it's very, 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 very rare that the inquiry, who am I, appeals to one who has not had strong suffering. Very rare for that.
Very interesting, Father, because I remember as a child, probably in first grade, second grade, I used to just lie down on bed and I very clearly remember this question. Not really, who am I? But if I were in some other body, that kind of a question. And that is the only thing I really remember very clearly from childhood. But there was no suffering then, but it was still there.
Even for Bhagavan, it is like that. As a kid, he had this death experience, and then it was clear that he was not the body.
Ananta?
Is my
Ananta?
dear time to half an hour?
He told me to let you know when it was a half an hour. So I have to leave in about 25 minutes.
Wonderful. That's enough time. Enough. Very good. So there's a tray now. Okay. It's like some more campus. Yes. Marta can come up. Marta can do the naming on Ghana's behalf as well. And then so we're just preparing the tray. There's some small innocent ceremony that we do every time someone gets a name. So we're just preparing that. So some of you might have questions also about naming. Is it required? What is this name thing? So the simplest way to look at it is that there comes this feeling that even the label that the world uses to address me, that should be an utterance from my guru's mouth. It comes an urge like this, that even what the world addresses me as, although it is another identity, it's a label, and ultimately does not make a difference, but there's a feeling, there's this love from where it comes and says that this word should also be an utterance from the guru's mouth. And with this innocence, we ask for a new name. It is not that there is a difference between those who ask for a name or not ask for a name. We don't distinguish in the Sangha between any of this. But there is great beauty and love in this also. And then what happens is that when a request comes, then some name will start appearing based on the energy of the person which is already there, and maybe needs to get amplified, or some new energy needs to be provided, or just like a reinforcement of the truth. You see, when we hear the name, like Mujiji blessed me with this beautiful name Ananta, which means the eternal one. You see? So every time I hear the word Ananta, it sounds like a blessing coming from my guru's mouth, and also reminds me of my true nature. The true nature is that which is eternal, which is beyond the body and mind. In the same way, when somebody asks for a name, then some names start appearing which have the same energetic principle to guide you back to your ultimate truth. That is what the name is about. Mata can hold it. Wow, that's a lot of camphor. So Donna has hardly been in a few satsangs. But sometimes it happens that you see someone and you feel that automatically surrender happens. The clarity emerges that what he is speaking will point me to my truth. It becomes clear like that. Sometimes it can happen instant, sometimes it's a slow process, and nobody can understand why it happens in this way. There's sometimes that someone has said, I only saw you for a split second in a video, and I knew that I have to be with you. And then they did not even know my name at that point. And Prema got to know only after the announcement came on the Muji side. Oh, that was Ananta, you see. And she then got in touch with us. So it can happen like this. So Donna and I have a relationship like this. It just happened like that. And just maybe in the second satsang or just soon after she attended a couple of satsangs, she requested her name. And her name is very clear for me. When it came, it was completely clear. So Marta will be Donna for a while, and Donna will watch. So for Donna, I have a beautiful name, and the name is Aditi. Aditi means the unlimited one, the boundless one, that which has no bounds, it has no boundaries, has no limits. So it's another name for consciousness itself. Somehow all the feminine names ultimately point back to consciousness itself, isn't it? So this one is also means consciousness. I feel that goes very well with her presence. I find it to be a beautiful name, but you must ask her. So do you accept this name?
Yes, I do. Thank you.
So from this moment on, at least among the Sangha, you will be known as Aditi. So what you do is you pick up one piece of camphor, and this is the old identity. And all that happened with the old identity, all of Dana's life, all the grievances, all the events, all the stories are now in this piece of camphor which will be thrown into the fire. So the old identity is being thrown into the fire of satsang itself, into the fire of consciousness itself. Pick up another one. And this is for all that will come also. All that is related to the new identity is already surrendered in the fire of satsang. So all that happens in Aditi's life is already surrendered at the feet of the master, already thrown into the fire of satsang. May this name always bring the Sadguru's blessings into your heart. May my Father's presence bless you every moment. May only His words be your guide. Jai Aditi.
Jai Aditi.
Jai Aditi.
So Marta, nobody knew Marta. She just sent a mail one day and she said, I've been in satsang, but she never said anything on chat. Now she's hardly said anything even on Facebook or nowhere. So she just said, I'm coming to Bangalore and I would like to come to satsang every day. Which is a strange request for us. I don't think it ever happened. Then she came and suddenly you wonder, when someone new is coming, how much satsang will they be able to take? So sometimes you come for a few days and then you say, okay, enough. Let me take a break, I'll come back. Let me go to some temples in Hampi and here, there, around. Let me go do some sightseeing. All this can come. But this one, she did not waver. inevitably she has been in satsang. She's not missed maybe once. Have you missed? No. That one day she had to go somewhere, she came for half the satsang. So she does not. So what is this but love? You see? This is love. And she just showed up in Bangalore without having anyone here and with no. Just after landing, we got a mail from her that I'm here now. What am I supposed to do? This is the kind of surrender which is so amazing. And I was telling her the other day that there was once a sense here that I would like to take a break from satsang in December. It's been since March we had non-stop satsang. So we were feeling that we'll take a break in December. He was there. I also announced it in the chat that December will be break. Then her face sort of came up. You see that Martha is here. And he said, we cannot take a break. Take a break. And also then we remembered that home will be in Bangalore. Home will be coming back. So just yesterday evening, she said that I'm not waiting for my mind's confirmation.
Donna, thank you for pushing my
Yes, she's saying Donna was like a trigger for her also too. Yeah, so she said, I'm not waiting for my mind to confirm this now. I'm just going to ask for Mata. I have another very beautiful name. The name is Jaya. 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 Jaya is another name for Durga herself. Another name for Durga herself. And Durga is the form of consciousness. So from pure awareness to Shiva, the first immaculate conception is the sense of being, the sense of consciousness of God itself, which is depicted in Indian spirituality as Durga. So this Jaya is a beautiful form of this strong name, Durga. Do you accept this name? Okay, let's pick up one camphor. All the life of Mata and all the events, identity around Mata can all be surrendered in the fire of Satsang. Let it all go, let it all be burned. Pick up another one. All that will happen in the adventures of Jaya also can already be thrown into the fire. Even with the new identity, surrendered at the feet of the Master. And why do we use camphor? Mujiji explains why we use camphor, because camphor is one of the few substances on earth which when burnt does not leave any residue. It does not leave ashes. So let the identities be burnt like this and let no residues stay. Let it be pure consciousness, pure Durga, which remains. So can we just be careful, it's hot from here. Open this one. Oh, there's a mini fire. You'll see the smoke soon. I'm sure you can see it already. Don't worry, just leave it, it'll be fine. Oh, we put all the camphor in first. So we're really burning all the identity. Oops, I started still. From this moment on, at least in the Sangha, you will be known as Jaya. Jaya Jaya.
Jai Jaya.
Jai Jaya.
So maybe now, before Aditi has to go, we can all quickly congratulate her, and also and Jaya can go around meeting everyone, and everyone can hug her and congratulate her.
Jaya Aditi.
Jaya Aditi.
Om Namah Shivaya. Jai Aditi. So much love. Jai Aditi. Jai. Om Namah Shivaya. Om
Jaya
Namah
Aditi. Congratulations.
Jai Aditi. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Jai Aditi. So happy for you.
Jai Aditi.
Jai Aditi.
I don't know if she's here.
Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Shiva Om Namah. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Shiva Om Namah. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Shiva Om Namah. Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Shiva Om.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya. Shiva Om.
What will we do? He's doing partying after?
You don't know.
What he's doing? He spent time with you after he came back? Yeah. Not yet, no. How do you go? See you first. You go.
I have to go now, Ananta.
My dear, thank you
Thank
so much.
you.
Jai
Thank you.
Aditi.
Thank you, everybody.
Jay.
See you soon.
See you soon, my dear.
Bye. Thank you. I love you.
Love you.
During this 1 week, even though sleeping,
Yes.
just got amazing. From the past, last Saturday, this Saturday. But there are some things that still, like some things would bug me, and I say, don't believe it. The moment I say the word, don't believe it,
Yes.
internally,
Yes.
the thought train gets
Yes.
cut. Then there's no continuing and allowing myself to go down the
Yes,
roller coaster.
exactly.
It's gone. It stops at that point. So it's I must thank you so much
Oh, you're so welcome.
for these tips that has helped so much. And then another thing is, that sense of doership was
Yes.
there. Then the other day you were telling, is there a person, look, I mean, I found one in that YouTube, there was
I was just going to
meditation.
say, I found a person. Would be a first for us.
I found that
Then I would be in trouble. It's okay.
meditation, given a meditation of 22 minutes. That one,
YouTube meditation.
who is looking from behind the eyes. That I did it, I mean, it's not that I've not done it, but the way it was put across, then who is this one? Who is this one who's saying? Is there a person? At that time it became very clear, there's no person. Oh, this is what you mean, there's no person.
Yeah.
Okay, there's no person. There's no figure or a form. Okay, but there is some, and that awareness, yes, I found it. So that became, again, that point became very clear. Another point you said last Saturday was this, I know there's no thinker of thoughts because thoughts are just popping. But I could not accept the fact that actions are also popping like that. Then you said, see, since actions also occur, thoughts also occur, speech also occurs, all three occur at the same time. They seem to be common. There is a commonality among the three. Means what I'm speaking, what I'm acting, like this moment, and what I'm thinking seems to be happening. There's a consonance, so you feel that they're connected.
Yeah.
But they're really not. Everything is happening independently, but at the same time. So it seems that your thoughts are causing the words and are causing the actions.
Yes.
It's not true. That also became clear. That very day it became clear. That moment it became clear. So that synchronicity of these three things makes us feel there's a continuity, but there's no continuity. That point also became clear.
See, Om also, for a long time I remember our late night 1 a.m. chats on Facebook where we are around this. At 1 a.m. in the morning. I don't know why we used to do that. But it used to be about this doership. It's not clear that there's no doer, that part is not. This doership. Once this doership gets chopped off, no chance for ego. Because ego cannot survive without the question, what do I do? then the question itself is not.
So when there's no thinker of thoughts, no doer of actions, no speaker of speech,
Yes.
then if everything is consciousness,
Yes.
then where does this fellow come in?
It doesn't. Just imagine. Just imagine. Because we've seen now, verified for ourselves.
This is the manana, The Shravana has occurred now. You
Yeah.
look in your life whether what he said is true.
Correct.
And so that's the manana. So once the manana has occurred, now it is like to be in that recognition of what it is. How to put it.
So once the Shravana is done and the Manana is done, then the
Nididhyasana should be automatic.
then the Swapana is over. The attachment to the Swapana.
Yes, attachment to the self. Yeah, that is true. But I am seeing that it is not easy. With all these
Who this one now, who this one?
Please, yeah. Because the other day, MCA inspection and...
How long this inspection has happened?
Some keeps coming, they hit ahead. They keep coming and they LIC or MCA or something they come. And then to top it, one big button got pressed for me. Because my junior, she was my student, has been promoted above me. So I saw, oh, my name has come up. And I said, now I'm going to go and make an argument of it. I said, what's the point? What's the point? There's no point in going and arguing. Because they are handing gloves in doing these things. So there's no point in arguing. Then, but this is not right, this is not just, unfair, and all these thoughts. And I said, don't believe these thoughts. Chuck. So it stopped at that point. But still, the sadness crept, 27 years. And still they are going on. And then I said, oh Lord, how long you want to test me? 27 years? And still you want to see? Yes. What to do? So these things, these thoughts came. I was feeling sad. But then the satsang and again clarity. But again and again it keeps popping. And that I still see, see, this is the point where you attach. Okay? That I can make up. What else now should? But I'm just waiting. Then the whole thing becomes like very far away. I don't get touched. I don't feel anything about it. I don't know when it will happen. I still see it hurts here. It hurts sometimes. But not as much as earlier. That's a good sign. And this helped me. Don't believe. Because once you get into the thought train, I can really go down and feel miserable about it. That misery has not occurred. It is now at 0. It's not gone up, not gone down. It's at 0. To whatever extent.
So this don't believe your next thought is like when I was young, when I was my daughter's age. Then we used to live overseas for a couple of years. Anything would happen to us, my parents would give us a Panadol. A tablet called Panadol. So this don't believe your next thought is like that.
Yes.
No matter what your ailment is, don't believe your next thought.
It really works. It really works like magic. I tell the same thing to my mother. You have to apply this, and when your train of thought starts, oh, they did like that, I say, I must stop. Don't believe the next thought. Stop. It really works. Beautiful.
It only works with another if they are open to hear.
I don't know about that part. Now, if my students come, don't believe that thought. Drop it. I tell my students also. Everywhere. Because I find that is the solution. No? They get into that misery. Oh, ma'am, we can't remember. You know how. Really, don't believe that thought. That's all. Then you just be happy and do what you can. That's all. So,
they must be wondering what's happened to Dr. Kanchan. maybe the promotion thing is just affecting her too badly.
I don't know. I say everything I tell him also. I tell him also, don't believe that thought. Don't go into that train. Drop it. Get out of that train of thought. It really works.
I actually don't tell anyone. It's only when we come to Satsang and somebody asks to it. Because I've seen that usually, what happens is that When the openness is not there and we're saying don't believe, don't believe. See, with your students and your mom, it's okay because they have openness to listening to you. But if you were to just go to people that you're talking to in a work meeting or something like that, you're believing your next thought. Don't believe.
That I wouldn't do that. So then they're miserable, they're getting into, I can recognize that you going like that. Stop it. Stop it.
But it's very good sometimes to experience that suffering. Will make them open. Suffering is beautiful grace. And we must not feel it is something bad. Because most of us would not be in satsang if that suffering would not have made us open. We would never be open to the truth. We must not say that this one should not suffer. Because God knows if suffering is there, they are opening them up. Like it's very beautiful that when suffering was happening here, nobody came and stopped it. It came to a point of complete surrender that I give up. Then that openness was so strong I could have believed anything. Suffering makes you open to improve. If you already think that, okay, I will find out a way, the ego is saying like this, and you're going along with that, then there's no open. The ego has to run out of moves. Actually, my eyes light up when somebody says, I've been suffering for the last 1 year or something. Like, you are ready now for satsang. They'll say, oh, I've been suffering for 1 week, little bit here, there. Then I'm like, let's see. I've really been suffering now. Please, I give up. You tell me one. I get excited. But if somebody is there with openness and you share with them, it's very good. Way past Louise's bedtime, but tomorrow is Sunday, so she doesn't have work in the morning. Europe is good right now. Europe is a good time. Charles is in the US, isn't it? The US might be very early. South Africa is also good. Some other song? Rashmi will sing. Rashmi will sing, maybe then the rest, and then yeah, and the rest. Yeah, that day also was very good.
There's a lot of burning after I
You can take
exposed. No, that's okay, I'm fine. The other day I just exposed about this and there's so much burning. I'm so glad.
See, this one says, no?
Should make Zoe sing. She's been going to sing.
Zoe is not there. She's been wanting to sing. I didn't know that.
She had a bad throat.
Yes,
She had a
it
little
is.
chat. Sing Krishna, Krishna, Visa Prema. I think she found it from that. Krishna, Krishna, Govinda, Gopala, Hari Om. Namo Narayana, Hari Om. Govinda. Namo Narayana Gopala Namo Narayana Krishna Krishna Govinda Gopala Hari Om
Namo Narayana Govinda Namo Narayana Gopala Namo Narayana Krishna Krishna Govinda Gopala Hari Om Namo Narayana Hari Om Govinda Namo Narayana Gopala Namo Narayana Krishna Krishna Govinda Gopala Hari Om Namo Narayana Govinda Namo Narayana Gopala Namo Narayana Krishna Krishna Govinda Gopala Hari Om Namo Narayana Govinda Namo Narayana Gopala Namo Narayana Krishna Krishna Govinda Gopala Hari Namo Narayana Govinda Namo Narayana Narayana Prabhu ji daya karo मन में आए बसो प्रभु जी दया करो मन में आए बसो तुम बिना लागे सुना तुम बिना लागे सुना खाली घट में प्रेम भरो खाली घट में प्रेम भरो प्रभु जी दया करो मन में आए बसो मंत्र पूजा नहीं जानो तंत्र मंत्र पूजा नहीं जानो मैं तो केवल तुमको ही मानूं मैं तो केवल तुमको ही मानूं सारे जग में ढूंढा तुमको सारे जग में ढूंढा तुमको अब तो आकर मानो अब तो आकर मानो प्रभु जी प्रभु जी प्रभु जी दया करो मन में आए बसो मन में आए बसो Yes, I just know little what. Ragupati Raghav Raja Ram Patita Pavan Sitaram Ragupati Raghav Raja Ram Patita Pavan Sitaram ईश्वर अल्लाह तेरा नाम सबको सम्मति दे भगवान ईश्वर अल्लाह तेरा नाम सबको सम्मति दे भगवान रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम ईश्वर अल्लाह तेरो नाम सबको सम्मति दे भगवान ईश्वर अल्लाह तेरो नाम सबको सम्मति दे भगवान
Yes? So what they can see.
Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala. Om Arunachala. Om Arunachala. Om Arunachala. Arunachala, 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 Arunachala. Shiva, 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 Shiva. Om Arunachala. Om Arunachala. Om Arunachala. Please.
Okay, it's a bit pop in the beginning, but.
To another day, how swift they're passing through. And the sweetest moments that I spent, my sweet, sweet, I spent with you. Oh, Hari-Narayana, 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 Jaya Govinda, Jaya Govinda, Jaya Gopala, Jaya Gopala, Jaya Govinda, Jaya Govinda, Jaya Gopala, Jaya Gopala, Jaya Jaya Krishna Krishna Hare, 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 Jaya Govinda, Jaya Govinda, Jaya Govinda, Jaya Govinda, Jaya Gopala, Jaya Gopala, Jaya Govinda, Jaya Govinda, Hari-Narayana, 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 Jaya Govinda, Jaya Govinda, Jaya Gopala, Jaya Gopala, Jaya Govinda, Jaya Govinda, Jaya Gopala, Jaya Gopala, Jaya Jaya Krishna Krishna Hare, 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 Jaya Govinda, Jaya Govinda, Jaya Govinda, Jaya Govinda, Jaya Gopala, Jaya Gopala, Jaya Govinda, Jaya Govinda, Oh Hari-Narayana, 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 Jaya Govinda, Jaya Govinda, Jaya Gopala, Jaya Gopala, Jaya Govinda, Jaya Govinda, Jaya Gopala, Jaya Jaya Gopala, Jaya Govinda.
Obviously not the version I was looking for. Not bad. You're singing? See what you can see. Don't adjust your volume, they're singing at that volume.
The morning it was going on and on, it was going on, the tape recorder is running. Today, now it's I remember. become it spontaneously pop up in the head. Now we thought this one is very nice, very appropriate. This is from Bhaja Govindam. This is this
Is it just a dhuna or there's some words also?
So, Father, there is Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Then it goes Satsangatve, Nisangatva, Nisangatve, Nirmohatva, Nirmohatve, Nishalatatva, Nishalatatve, Jivanamukti. Oh yeah, that's it. Because it's very.
But not in the usual tune. Not in the.
Bhaja Govindam. It's from Bhaja Govindam, Father.
No, but not in the usual tune of Hare Rama. Not like that. Not like that.
I can't remember. I'm not getting it. In the morning, it just started playing in my head like that, and it went on and on. Sometimes suddenly some things like this. I don't deliberately try to learn anything. It just sticks in my head. Then pops up on its own. The tune will start, and then the words will start popping in my head. And then it completes.
So all of them were, Ram and Aradhana were reminding me that December 14th was the first official satsang last year. So just one day before that. So happy Sangha anniversary to all of you. official satsang was December 14th. Before that it was just, we used to chat. Right? If you know. Thank you all so much for joining in satsang today. Sadhguru Shri Muji Ji ki Jai. Ananta Ji ki Jai.
Jai.
Yay.
Thank you all so much. Thank you for joining in.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Father.
Sometimes these things just change. I find myself saying Sadhguru Shri Muji. Nobody has told me. Not like somebody said you should say Shri Muji Ji or something. Just changed on its own. And you just watch it while it happens. You see. It just sounds very natural now when I see it. Thank you, Amba, for moderating. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.